right, here we go.
Okay, so I guess I have opened the course, so I don't know how much introduction you need about me or who I am, but I teach at the Firelands College, which is the regional campus of Bowling Green, and I teach I've taught courses for 5 different colleges of PG, and I've prepped more than 31 courses. So you're seeing the class, and the course is all open. Um, what is the point of this class? It's right here. It's to get you ready to do the prelim. That is the whole point. And that's the only point. All of these, some of the assignments I have opening after our residency and whatnot, but all of them are open. Just so you know, my due date is going to be Sunday night. I understand your due date currently with Truett is Tuesday, but it will change to Sunday nights. So we'll just work with that. And what you're going to do in general is review a couple of past dissertations, and you're gonna write something up to submit about what you thought. You're going to review 2 articles. I have chosen to focus on one construct in these articles, and that is the construct of trust, so that you can see how it evolves over the decades. So you will have an earlier article and then a later article, and in the residency, you'll have some articles to address. Notice all of this is due at the residency. So what you're going to do is to actually recreate an article that I assign to you and your group. You'll be in groups of about 6 to do this, and you will need 6 people to pull off most of these. One, that's going to be a little bit much, but you definitely will need 6. And so I will assign them to, I have not assigned them to you yet, and that will be coming. It's very important that you keep your articles secret. The point of recreating articles during residency is so that you can experience what the authors it did to collect data firsthand. So, for example, if you get an article where they conduct a survey, you will be expected to recreate that survey and administer it to your peers during residency. We're actually recreating data collection. And the point is so that you can be in the room with people who are completing this survey and see how they react. Should you be given an experiment to recreate, you will have to get creative in making that happen. And you will rerun the experiment as best you can. Some of them may have equipment you can't get to. I expect that you'll come up with a creative solution for that, and every year students do. Some really, really good ones too. This is usually a very fun thing that we do at residency. Other than that, you'll be spending some time focusing on your research question, trying to get that crisper, and we'll play a game, and that's what these tickets out of residency are all about. Of you writing your research question and then writing it a different way, and then writing it a different way, and writing it a different way. Like I'm forcing you to kind of turn it upside down and inside out so that you can get a much crisper idea of what you're going to focus on. And we play a game called Stump the Chump, where you ask me questions about your research question. Like I can't get my qualitative question to be a quantitative survey. And then we all get to find out if I can do it, right? So and we just do rounds and rounds until everyone's tired of playing Stump the Chump. I never get tired of playing Stump the Chump. It's my favorite thing. So however you need help getting your ideas crisped up, that's what I am there for. Then to finish the course, and the course I understand does officially end on the 24th. I have the due date here for the last submissions a little after that, just because I know some of the students use the weekends to work, and there's no, like, it's exam week, right? So there's no pressure for me. If you need that extra time, I'm happy to give it to you. If you don't want that extra time, rock on. Just turn it in early. Works for me. So the last 2 weeks require you we're recreating the prelim situation. You will have 1 week to provide prelim level quality answers to 2 articles, one quantitative and one qualitative. And through my course, we spend more time on the quantitative side simply because so far in the DODC program, students have been more likely to struggle with the quantitative articles that you're asked to review in your prelim. So that's why we spend more time on that. The qualitative articles people tend to do better with. And it's my experience that qualitative research is like, and how to do it is easier to understand, but harder to execute well. Quantitative research can be harder to understand, like how to do the analysis and whatnot up front. But once you have that set, like, it's literally taken me 3 hours working with some of my students to get all the answers. But in qualitative work, you're going to spend hours and hours, coding and reading and checking and memoing and triangulating and all of those things that you have to do with qualitative research. Okay, and then last, I'm just kind of doing a temperature check. How do you feel about prelims now? And you can answer that question after the residency, anytime up to that Monday. And it's expected you'll get all of those points. So, a couple things that are unique to me. First is I really, 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 really don't like fluff. I want you to answer the question. And you have to be able to do APA format and be spelling free. Now, you may find spelling errors in my course. I think I've gotten them all out by now, but the fact is I'm trying to get you ready for your prelim. And every silly grammatical error you have is going to distract the people reading your answer on the committee. And then they're going to start hunting for them. It's like chumming the water. And you don't want them hunting for grammatical mistakes. You want their help in getting your literature review together so that you can have an easy breezy dissertation. But all of those kinds of errors wind up being distractors. So I am putting in every assignment a significant, not big, 10 points, but 10 points will take you from an A to a B if you're all twisted up about A's and B's, which you shouldn't be, and you've heard before, but no one listens, so fun. As we progress, I'm going to start taking off a point for each APA error I find, each one. And do any of you know Brian Huard? He's in the cohort ahead of you, and it's his fault. It used to be that if you capitalized the title of a journal in your reference list, I would take off 1 point. But now, let's say there's 10 words and 9 of them are capitalized when only the first word should be capitalized. That's going to be -8. Just to be clear, I'm taking all of it. And I told him that I have renamed that penalty the Brian Huard penalty, and you'll find he is referenced in the rubrics attached to the assignments. And it's because, despite my very best efforts, I'm on his committee, and what he submitted was full of APA errors. So I'm extra mean this year. Purge them, purge them. The reference errors are just super easy for anybody to find. And again, it's going to distract them from providing from in their brain space. They're going to, when there's distractors like that, you think, oh, this person didn't prepare very well. This person is sloppy. This person uh, isn't with the program, right? Doesn't get how they're going to have to conform to get through the graduate college. All of those things start cycling, and you don't want that. You want people focused on your research questions so that things can be great. So Nicholas, he's the dreaded older, yeah, ruining it for the rest of you 100%. And he owns it. I told him. So yeah. Yep. So there you are. You're also, I put page limits on this year. That is not a Brian Huard penalty, but that is my sanity penalty since there's 18 of you in this class. um, so as you look here, you're assigned the article and you are limited to 10 pages. And I will stop reading after 10 pages. All right. I'm not, if you choose to use references, which you can get out of doing this without using references, probably. But if you choose to use references, I won't count the reference page. And if you choose to put a title page on, I won't count the title page. But 10 pages of text, and that's it. If you can't answer the questions within 10 pages, you're doing something wrong. And the issue is, so sometimes I let students, and you will have no page limit on your prelim requirement, no page limit there. But keep in mind that what often happens is students will give the right answer and then they keep talking and talking and then they get confused and talk themselves in circles and then they give the wrong answer. If you give a right answer and then give a wrong answer, what I will grade is the wrong answer. Because if you give both answers, that means you don't know. Does that make sense? Like if you can't tell that you've just written the wrong thing after writing the right thing, or vice versa, then you don't understand. So I'm not giving you credit for that. All right. And there you are. That's just kind of, so you have 4 papers due, the residency skit. There'll be 1 skit Friday, 2 skits Saturday, the ticket's out. Then often Sunday afternoon is extra time if you need from me, or if you want extra SPSS practice, since you're coming out of Truett's class, we can do that, or whatever works for you. Friday afternoon is kind of potpourri of whatever's happened over the weekend, and it's different every year. A different thing surprises students. So. All right, so you feel like you understand where I'm coming from and whatnot? Questions about the course? Okay.
So,
Well,
just to recap. So you said 4 papers, a residency skit, and then was that it, or what did I miss something after that?
no, I'll zip you right on down here. So you have 2 discussion posts, and it's my understanding that students are uh, used to discussion posts that are really papers. So I'm going to take you specifically to the rub. Oh, shoot. Do I not have a rubric assigned to this? Okay. So here are the sections.
Mm-hmm.
I am good with you saying, uh, 1, answer, 2, answer,
Mm-hmm.
3, answer. In fact, I prefer that because then I don't have to guess which part you're answering. And for better or worse, it's easier for me to, so I have in blue here, respond to all the prompts, right? I'm trying to tell you how to organize your paper. Not everyone believes me, but I'm here to tell you, please organize it according to the prompts. And it helps me figure out if you know what I'm asking so that I can fix it. It would be in your best interest if you really don't understand how any of this works. It would be in your best interest to get a B in this course, purge all the wrong ideas you have in your head out, and then have your third year go like a breeze. That's a much better plan for you than to worry about every assignment or whatever. I am trying to help you and frankly all my colleagues get the wrong things out of your head before you submit papers they all have to read.
Okay.
Okay.
So, so would you prefer then, because it's kind of been a mixed bag here in the last few classes when we do have discussion posts, but answering with texts in the actual discussion post, or, usually my practice is just attach a
Oh,
PDF.
okay. Oh, thank you so much for asking that. I would actually, you're welcome to write it anywhere you want, but I would prefer that you actually put it in the discussion board. And the reason is that is entirely practical. Like when I click to grade, if it's all right there, and then I can use the threading feature and other features within Canvas, it just makes it go faster. And with 18 of you and 7 weeks, I need that. So
Okay.
put right in the discussion board. Other questions, concerns? Alrighty then. And Truett's class is going well for y'all?
Yeah,
A blast.
we're all bleeding equally,
Yeah.
mostly through our eyes.
Okay, well, know that as we're going through things in my class, again, we're going to emphasize a little more that quantitative portion. So I'll do things like ask you to read correlation tables and ask you to uh, address standard deviation issues and make sure that you know which test is testing which hypothesis and so forth. So just to make sure that you can attach the the statistical approach to the context and the research questions within the article. And we'll
Yeah,
we'll get all that worked out. And again, I can't encourage you enough to please reveal where your weaknesses are, because this class, the entire point is to get you ready to have a smooth third year.
I think Truett's class has done an excellent job of exposing us to this, and I find that I'm getting better.
Good.
I'm definitely feeling like I'm significantly better. However, far from mastery that I would
Right.
prefer to have. And I'm hopeful that I can get a little better in your class too. And I think we all probably could say something similar.
Right. And I think that is you're where every other class is. And the mastery is going to come when you actually do your project soup to nuts if you choose to use a quantitative approach.
I
If you
think it's going
don't
to
use a
occur. I think it's going to occur moments before I actually die. So,
alrighty then. Um, one other thing I should warn you about is I give written feedback. So what I'll do for the papers you submit, not the discussion post, but for the papers you submit, I print them out and I read them and I write comments all over them, like in cursive. All right. So I will do my best to ensure they're legible, but there comes a point when, and sometimes the comments appear more brusque than I intend, and I tend to overuse caps. So none of it is intended as yelling. I just sometimes get animated when I'm reading your papers. So if you'll give me some grace for that, I would appreciate it. And I mean, the worst that can happen is it catches your attention and you never make that mistake again. So yay, everyone wins.
How do you give that paper back? Is it scanned or the
Yes,
physical scanned back in, and then we
yes,
get?
sir.
Okay, great. Then you were mentioning something. If you don't do quantitative, if you choose to do qualitative, um, can you finish that thought?
I'm having trouble hearing you. I'm sorry.
Something about qualitative. You said if you do qualitative versus quantitative.
Yes, and it depends on, so in my experience, if you do a quantitative project, then you're going to have a better chance at getting closer to the mastery that was brought up earlier, than if you do a qualitative project. It's been my experience that once students set themselves on a path, they tend to stick to that path. So if you start doing qualitative work, you're probably going to keep doing qualitative work. But it depends. Are you able and hopefully you're willing to take additional learning after you leave here? Certainly, there's a entity called Karma that is based out of the University of Kansas now that gives all kinds of quantitative and qualitative courses that are geared toward people who are professionals. I'm sorry, geared toward people who are professional researchers. So yeah, you can get additional training in any one of a number of topics if you wish after you leave. And there's more every day. People invent more every day, and I can't even imagine what AI is going to do to all this. So, and I don't want to. I really don't want to talk about it at all. Other questions, concerns? Again, the course is open to you, or at least many parts of it are open to you. And I'll get those groups assigned. I'm going to use a random group assignment through Canvas. It will randomly put you in groups of 6. That's what I'm going to do. I have no basis for choosing among you for any reason, so I'm gonna let its random assignment go. And then I will give you the article that you are to recreate during residency. And again, please keep that secret. Very important. We want your audience to come into whatever it is that you're trying to collect data for cold, because you should be able in your writing as well as in the presentation at residency to bring people to where they need to be to respond effectively. And we often have a whole lot of fun with the creative solutions people develop. Okay. Jillian, do other people do anything else, or have I done everything that you're expecting me to do?
Yeah, thank you for,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's it. Give an overview
Okay.
of the class, highlight key points that you think are important, and then any questions that the students have.
Okay. Then anything else for me, and I'll drop off.
No, thank you. Thank you so much
Okay.
for
Well,
coming.
I look forward to meeting all of you. And again, we really do have a good time at residency, so I would expect that'll be fun.
We always have a good time at residency, whether we are allowed
No
to
matter
or
what.
not.
Even in Truett's class, we have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, good, 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 good.
Yeah.
All
Thank you for
right.
your time.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I will stop sharing. I think stop share, and then I will leave. All the best to you. Have a great break, and I will see you in March.
Thank you. Bye, everyone else. Thank you very much for
Bye
coming.
bye.